Okay. Has anyone ever heard of multiple intelligences before?
No.
No? Okay, well, there are 8 different kinds of intelligences in which people process information effectively. We all have a different intelligence, but I might have the same as someone else, but we could all have different ones too. And today I'm going to explain the 8 different intelligences, what they are, and then we will do an activity over them. So the first one is intrapersonal intelligence, and this is someone who is self-smart. And people with this intelligence, they understand their own way of knowing and learning things, and they usually have a career where they like to work by themselves and work alone. And then the second one is interpersonal intelligence, and this is someone who's people smart. They like to work with other people. They read others well and work well in groups. And someone with interpersonal intelligence might have a career in teaching, sales, or counseling. Then there's kinesthetic intelligence, and this is having the ability to move through space effectively, and they learn well with movement and can imitate movements easily. People with this intelligence are body smart, sports smart, and hand smart. And if you have this intelligence, a good career would be in sports, construction, or a labor job. Then there is linguistic intelligence, and this is someone who is word smart. These people can manipulate words and language easily, and they understand what is read, and they enjoy verbal interactions. People with this intelligence usually have a career in politics, writing, or speaking. And then there is logical intelligence, and this is someone who can manipulate numbers or logic easily, and they understand the logical connections among people, and these people are usually number smart or logic smart. Good careers for people with logical intelligence are usually scientists, mathematicians, and detectives. Then there is multiple intelligences, and this is someone who can express themselves easily in rhythm and melody. They can see patterns in music in all endeavors, and a good career for these people would be musician or a songwriter. Then there is visual intelligence, and this is being able to see pleasing visual spatial arrangements around themselves. They have the ability to learn and express with visual arrangements, art, and beauty. Those with visual intelligence usually excel in video art or architecture. And the last intelligence is naturalistic intelligence. This is when someone senses patterns and connections to elements of nature. They have strong empathy for animals, the earth, and the environment. And careers for people with naturalistic intelligence is usually a farmer, gardener, or zookeeper. Does anyone have any questions so far?
No.
Moving on. So we are going to use these 8 intelligences to do an activity about your culture. And culture is all the ways of life, including arts, beliefs, and institutions of a population that are passed down from generation to generation. In your culture, you have the language you speak, where you live, the celebrations you participate in, like whether you celebrate certain holidays or not. You might have a certain way you dress, and there are many more important things that you have in your culture. And for today's assignment, you will all complete an activity that tells me about your culture. And your activity will be based on the multiple intelligence you choose. And you will choose one of the 8 intelligences that I have for you. And I have an example for all intelligences that you will choose from. So the first one is musical. If you choose this one, you will find a song that represents your culture and then write and explain what the lyrics represent in your life. If you choose kinesthetic, you will build a small model of something from your culture that is important to you and write a paragraph about it. Intrapersonal, you will write a paragraph or a paper about your culture and explain what language you speak, how you dress, what holidays you celebrate, and if you celebrate any holidays, where you live, and anything else that you find important to add. Interpersonal, You will compare your culture with someone else's, and you will talk to them about what their culture is like and then compare it to your culture. And then you will write a few paragraphs about the comparison of both of your cultures. Linguistic, you will present an artifact to the class, and it has to be something important from your culture. And like, for example, if you choose a Bible, if religion is important in your culture, and then you will take your artifact, you will describe it to the class and say why it is important to you. For logical intelligence, you will create and solve a crossword puzzle using items that are important to your culture. So you'll just take those words and make them into a crossword and then solve them for your project. For visual, you will draw a picture of something important from your culture and write a paragraph about it, explaining what it is and why it is important to you. And then for naturalistic, you will find something from nature in your culture that is important. And then you will just write a few short sentences explaining how it connects to nature and why it is important to you. Okay, now that I've read all the examples, you will tell me out loud which one you chose. So, Maggie, you can go first.
Visual spatial.
I'm going to write them down. Cami, you can go next.
Interpersonal.
What? Say it again.
Interpersonal. Interpersonal.
Okay, that's good. Mariana, your turn.
Intrapersonal.
Bonnie?
Interpersonal.
Chris?
Kinesthetic.
Okay, now that you chose your intelligence, you are now going to fill out this survey that I already sent you. And this survey will tell me what your actual intelligence is. And I will see if your survey intelligence matches the intelligence you chose today. And now you can all begin working on your assignment. And tomorrow, when you come to class, we will present our projects if you chose that one, or you'll just turn your project in. Okay. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow.